I'm going to be talking about my 2020 stock portfolio that I've added $50,000 to in a time of a serious market crash. In fact, the fastest market crash that we've seen in the last century. I am buying stocks in this thing, and it may look crazy to most people as I've gotten a lot of criticism for thinking that this is a good idea. What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'm going to do something kind of cool. I'm going to be talking a little bit about my stock market portfolio, some of the positions that I took, about a month and a half, 2 months ago in the stock market, buying some companies that I really liked, and how that actually played out. Now, if you are not already aware, if you're not living under a rock, you know that it's been a really crazy 2020, and the stock market has definitely shown that. We saw an incredible dip to the downside. We saw sell-offs of about 30%, and somewhere in that mix, I decided to buy stocks and companies that I really believe in for the long term. Now, when I did this was incredibly controversial. I got a lot of comments, and maybe I'll pop some of the comments up and show it on the screen here now, of times when basically people were commenting and saying, you know, this is not going to work. And if you look at my old video, people were all over that video when I first talked about this portfolio, saying that this is a stupid idea, that I'm just going to lose money, and that the time to buy the dip is not now. And I disagreed, and obviously I'm not patting myself on the back, but a lot of times when you get these situations where everybody is piled in one side of the trade, when everybody thinks the market is going to go down, sometimes that's where some really good counter trend or contrarian viewpoints can make some decent money. And in this case, it really played out. So if you remember, if you watch that video, the initial video, I put in about $50,000 for a long-term investment into my stock market portfolio. So this is a decent amount of money that I was willing to buy some companies that I really believe in for the long term. And so what you'll notice here is I've got my screen pulled up. I'll be able to show you guys a little of the current positions that I still own. So now some of them I actually closed out along the way to the upside, but others of them I have remained open and plan to keep open for quite some time. And what you'll see is you'll see the list of stocks that I currently own at this time here over on the left side. This is real money. All of this stuff is legitimate, real money that I've put into an account. Again, this is a long-term investment portfolio. You guys, a lot of you know me as traders, or as a trader in the forex market, but I also invest in stocks, and I really like stocks as well. It's actually where I started in trading, was more of a stock trader rather than a forex trader. Forex came later for me, and initially I really fell in love with investing in stocks, and to this day still do it actively. So what you'll see here is you've got some companies that I've got here in my account. You'll see Intel is in there, AT&T, Alibaba, Johnson & Johnson, Google, Tesla, Apple, McDonald's, Facebook, and Disney. So that's a total of, 4, 8, 9, 10 stocks that I currently still own in this portfolio. Now, in this portfolio, you can see it's done very well. So it's up 30% on the account, 30.4% in roughly maybe a month and a half, 2 months, which is just absolutely incredible gains. And when I purchased these stocks, I did not expect the market to rip the way it did. I'm not some sort of magician that knew exactly what the market was going to do, but I had an idea that I wanted to buy companies that I really liked because they were so discounted. So why did I buy when all of the pandemic situation was going on? Why would you be a person to buy in that moment? And I think the reason that I go back to a lot in the reason that I actually initially bought, you can go watch the old video when I actually purchased all these stocks. The reason that I ended up buying was because everywhere I looked, articles, news, media, it was all so incredibly pessimistic. Everybody was expecting the market to continue to crash and to get worse and worse and worse. And when everyone expects one way in the market, a lot of times that's where things reject that that standard and they go the other way. And so that was part of the reason that I got long. Some of the other reasons that I got long, as I mentioned, these were long-term buys for me. These were companies that I really believe in. Things like Tesla, things like AT&T, Apple, McDonald's, all these companies are companies that I really like and think have a lot of opportunity into the future. Usually when I look at companies, My personal opinion is I like to find companies that are well established. They usually make money. Some of them make or lose more or less money. Not all of them are super profit machines. But things like Apple and Google, they make so much money, they do so well, and they're a very scalable tech-based business model. And those are companies that I personally really like to invest in. Now, they can be risky. You have things that can drop out of the skies too. That is certainly something that could happen, and easily things could have gotten worse before they got better. It just so happened that the time of when I purchased all these companies was near the bottom, and things have gone incredibly well. We've seen the markets recover substantially since then, and this has reflected in my own portfolio. So if we go through some of the positions that I've currently got, starting with the best one, Tesla is up about 89%. Yesterday we were looking at it and it was up about 90-something%. So it's come down a little bit, but overall a gain there of about $4,444 on Tesla. The next one is Apple, up about 38% and right around $2,400 of profit there. Google up about 31%, making about $2,000 of profit there so far. Facebook up about $2,000, 52% gain there. Walt Disney, 26% gain, $1,300 there. McDonald's, $1,000 there. So what you can see is a lot of really, really good returns. And you'll notice that I am dominantly long here in the market. I had kind of a bullish bias, and usually when I'm talking investing, I'm looking to buy something for the long term, not really interested in shorting companies for the long term. Although there are probably people who make money doing that. For me, I'd much rather be on the buy side, rather be bullish about a company that I really, really like, trying to hold it for the long term. So again, some of these companies have really, really done great. My favorite, of course, being Tesla, which is at this time the biggest position in my portfolio. In fact, at this point, it's about 16% of the account. And what's really cool about this is it's grown so much, the performance has been so good that it's actually become the biggest stock in my portfolio. It was behind Apple and Google when I first bought these companies. It was my third largest holding, and now it is my number one, because when I bought it at around $500 a share, it's gone up now to $943 at the time of making this video, which blows my mind. It is absolutely crazy, but it is a stock that I am really, really bullish on, as I was in the video when I made it initially when I first bought this stock, and I still am. I still think that it has plenty of potential. Now, fair warning, none of these are recommendations for you to go buy. These are stocks that I personally have done my own research in, my own opinions, my own analysis, and decided I want to put my money in them. Don't go buying stocks or currencies or futures or whatever you do. Don't go doing it just because somebody else said so. That's never a good idea, and definitely is risky. So do your own due diligence if you decide to buy any sort of stocks. So again, these are the stocks that I personally have owned. And again, some of them have really, really done incredible. Some of them have done just okay. And some of them are more kind of long-term safer plays, like you have AT&T and Disney, and Johnson & Johnson. All three of those are companies that are relatively safe, more stable companies, very well established. And then you have a good mix of young and kind of up-and-coming companies. You have things like Tesla and BABA, BABA, Alibaba, which is kind of like an Amazon counterpart in China, which is growing really, really fast. And you've got things like Facebook, which are semi-aggressive, and then you've got Google, which is a little bit more of a bigger player in the ad revenue kind of space on the internet. So a lot of different companies, but what you'll notice is that most of my portfolio is built around technology. So I have a lot of tech stocks because of the scalability of tech companies, right? If you have something on the internet is a really, really great way to multiply and to scale very quickly the service that you provide. The service that our company provides is an internet business, right? It allows us to share YouTube videos and to do different services for traders out there, which kind of allows us to build and build and build without actually adding a ton more overhead or capital requirements, which I love those sort of models for businesses in general. So these are my companies. These are the companies that I am an owner in and will be, or hopefully will be, for the long term. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with my positions? Do you disagree with them? This may be a reminder for some of you that you can't listen to the crowd. You can't listen to what everybody else is saying, because that is a quick way to lose your own thoughts that are going on in your head. This is a reminder that to be a successful trader or investor or really anything regarding entrepreneurship, you have to be able to think and act for yourself. If you let everybody else dictate what you think and do, you will never actually do anything that creative. You have to kind of go against what people think or is okay in order to really stand out and to actually succeed at anything, in my opinion. So guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more trading videos or kind of results videos like this. Again, this is kind of just in reference to the video that I made about a month and a half, 2 months ago on this subject when I first bought all these stocks. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you back next time.